everybody? Welcome back to Fortress State of Mind. My name is Josh, and I wanted to say thanks, number one, for checking out the last video, supporting, sharing. A few of you shared out there, and I really appreciate it. Looking for some comments though. If you guys can start leaving some comments, how it's helping you guys out, whether it's helping you guys out or not, something that you would like to see different. I'm all for it, but put some comments down and make sure that you subscribe. So, what is today? Well, on the last video I told you guys the next thing that we're going to talk about is demo day. Really cool stuff that I wanted to share with you guys. Number one, I started a renovation company with a buddy of mine, really good friend of mine, and I'm going to take you guys on that journey with me, and we might do some stuff with him as well. But I'll be able to share some of that with you guys and probably tie in some leadership principles and some motivation things with you guys during that time. So that's exciting things that are starting to come up. The other part, and the reason why I'm in this room, this is my office by the way, and it's undergoing some things, right? And it's gone through a couple of different iterations and phases. This is the current phase. New paint will go on, a couple of things will go on the wall, and I'll share that with you guys when it's all done. But first things first, let's talk demo day. In order for these things to get done, in order for structures to get in place, when you're trying to put something new into something that is already existent, you have to demo. When you do renovations, I've been involved in renovations in the past. This is the first time that I'm following as my own business. But when you do those things, one of the first things that you have to do is demo. And you don't necessarily take down walls, but you take down things that tell you what's behind the walls so that you know what you can move, right? Or what you should move, or what it's going to take to move some things. Those 3 points are really important, right? What you can, what you should, and how to move, right? It's important. So this demo day, I wish I had a hammer, right? Because I could break some stuff, and I don't want to break it, I just got these done. But what I want is for you guys to understand is sometimes you gotta break things down so that you can move forward. So, what you can take down or what is behind the walls is that first layer, right? So we wanna take things down. You gotta take some of the drywall down, and for you guys, it's to take some of that emotion down. Take a moment of reflection and say, you know what? Behind my emotional walls lie a couple of things. Doubt, fear, lack, wanting, fear of the unknown, negative voices, family, friends, people I've looked up to, negative voices, negative words, things that have created the person who I am right now, that have caused the buildup of these walls. The walls of negativity, the walls of doubt, the walls of fear. So behind the drywall, the facade of who I am right now, behind this skin, inside, is those walls. Those walls of self-doubt that stop me from being that next person of who I want to be. The other part that it does is telling you what you should take down. When you can take that inventory, when you can do a true demo day for yourself and say, you know what? I really need to take down the walls of fear, because the only thing that does is stop me from going to the next level. Stop me from doing the things that I want to do. Stop me from being in better relationships that I would like to be in and not continue to be in the bad relationships that I normally bring in. Stop me from taking that leap for the next job. Stop me from taking that leap into getting into a new business. Stop me from doing other things that I want to be doing. So I should take these walls down. But the question is how? Well, that takes some time, right? It's like an onion. You got to peel away a layer at a time, right? So there's some time. But like, let's just talk about some structural walls and renovations. There are times where you can take some walls down because they're not load bearing. Important word for you to remember, it's not load bearing, right? So I can get rid of a wall that's not really a big deal. Well, you know what? I may not have the best friendships. And and some of those are just acquaintances, people that I talk to on a regular basis, but I don't necessarily need to talk to. So it's not that hard to get rid of that wall. So I can get rid of that easy, right? It's not load bearing. Here goes where it's load bearing for you, right? Here goes where it sometimes can be hard, is I've got family here who I've let influence all my life that only speaks negatively to me. Now, let me just be clear. I'm not saying you cut these people out of your life. What I'm saying is that you have to understand that if that family is part of the structure for you that makes up part of who you are, it may be tough to break that wall down. And again, it's not about getting rid of it. It's about finding a different way to make it happen. When it's structure, when I take down a structural wall, I have to put something in its place up top to support the weight of what that is. So maybe it's not about getting rid of family, but getting rid of the impact and the allowance that you have on how they influence your life, right? I'll give you a prime example. If you've been following me since I launched this channel, I told you guys about my dad. For a long time, I listened to his words for me where I was a failure, and I would start something and I wouldn't finish it. It just was that way, right? And so I had to get to a place to say, you know what? I've allowed that wall of my dad to be so primary in my life that I'm like, you know what? I can't do that. So although I might have listened to things that he would tell me, and I would take it as advice, but not as matter of fact. That's where the dynamic changed. You start to listen, but it doesn't mean that you have to take that as face value, because guess what? Not everything that somebody says to you, family, friends, or otherwise, leaders and companies, is a matter of fact. I can't tell you how many times people have told me I couldn't do something, and here I am doing those things that they said I couldn't do. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to tearing down walls. So, what are you going to do from now on? What is your demo day going to look like? And listen, I invite you to not come back until you're ready, until you've made a true reflective look at yourself and said, you know what? I've taken the walls down and I've looked inside to say, you know what? This is where I'm at. I have walls of fear. I have walls, super emotional walls. I have super big walls around my family, my friends, decisions that I make, doubt, self-doubt, triggers, emotional things that stop me from being who I want to be. That is okay. But I'll challenge you not to come back until you're ready to do the next steps. I'm excited about the next series about trains, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. But I don't want to negate the fact that you need to take this time. Ooh, that makes this kind of YouTube says don't come back yet. I'm asking you not to come back until you're ready. Take the time, reflect, see what you've got inside. Take the drywall down in your life, look at your studs and see what you're really made of, and say, you know what, now I'm ready to go. Now I know that I need to take these things down, and how do I support myself? How do I support my new walls, my new look, my new kitchen, my new laundry, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that next step is for you, how do I make that happen, not having some of these integral walls that I've already set up in my life? It's important you do that first. I'm excited about it. Don't be fearful of it. So many times we operate out of fear, but you know what? Out of something old, we can make something new. When something finishes, something new begins. Let's get to the new. Get excited about it. It's not something to fear. It may be tough, but it's a good tough. It's a good time to start making some changes. I'm excited for you. Get your demo day done. Take this video, play it over and over and over again if you need to really take it in. But take it in and do that. Make your demo day happen for yourself so that we can move forward. The next video coming up is about trains. Listen, look, I know Sheldon is not real, but I'm gonna act like he is, okay? Sheldon, if you're watching, you're about to get excited because we're only talking about trains for the next 4 to 5 videos. It's a series on trains, how it relates to you in leadership and momentum and moving forward. It's gonna be exciting. That's the only teaser that I'm gonna give you guys, but come back. We talk about 1 to 2 videos per week. Challenge me on that. If you don't see it, let me know on social media, but that's my saying to you. This video was the catalyst for me to launch going forward. You saw the relaunch last week. Thanks for watching that. This is the new video. We're talking about trains coming up next. Get excited, come back, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much, y'all. Take care. It's been a pleasure talking to you all.